Welcome back to the Bill Yohnka Show. This is Bill Yohnka Show broadcast live today from the Farmers Market, as it is most weeks when we're here at the Farmers Market. And this is the only Farmers Market we're aware of that has a, well, there's actually the Farmers Market in Santa Fe, New Mexico. They got a radio show at theirs.
We've heard.
Yeah, we've heard. Yeah, they've got evidence of that on a website somewhere.
They don't have a train.
They don't have a train, and they don't have their own Farmers Market themed radio drama performed live each week for radio listeners from the Farmers Market. What was that, Carl? Most. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we do have our times.
If you're gonna make under your breath comments, Carl, say them closer to a microphone. So
I thought I was back in school.
Okay.
All right.
I don't think I hit be a teacher. Hello, how are you? We're about to do the radio drama. You want to hear it? Yes, stand around, gather around.
Radio.
It's time for, you can gather around, or you can gather right around the little booth here, and we do the As the Clod Turns. Well, friends, it's that time again. Time for As the Clod Turns, the only soap opera set in a farmer's market that features shopping carts. As the Clod Turns, the never-ending story of young love among the aisles of fresh produce. As the Clod Turns, the story of the seeds of passion that grow from Illinois' fertile soil. Today, we see Lois Little, part-time librarian and preferred customer card holder at Jewel. She's standing at the booth manned by Colt Remington, Beaverville truck farmer and former Daily Journal coloring contest winner. As they talk, a stranger approaches. Let's listen.
Guess where I'm going this afternoon?
I don't know, Yohnka's.
No, silly.
Young man, is this asparagus fresh?
Picked yesterday.
Now make a serious guess.
Las Vegas.
And how much is this?
The price is marked on all the asparagus. See that little sticky note on it?
I think it's fallen off.
Well, find one with a price on it.
Oh, Colt, you're way off as usual. I'll just tell you.
Good, because the thrill of playing Guess What wore off in the 3rd grade.
Okay, I'll just tell you.
How do you prepare the asparagus? Do you have any recipe suggestions?
No, I just grow it. I really don't eat much of it.
You know, one would assume that you would be an expert on the produce that you bring to the market.
Well, one would assume wrong.
If you want expert knowledge on the produce around here, mister, you should go talk to the people at Riverfront Farms. They know what they're talking about.
Well, I thought...
Have your next thought over there, okay? Just shove off. We have things to discuss.
Well, they say the customer is always right, but that guy was kind of obnoxious, wasn't he?
I'll say. Well, let me tell you where I'm going this afternoon. Mother and I are going to a wedding. My cousin Lillian is getting married at 2:30. Isn't that thrilling?
For Lillian, I'm sure it is.
I just love weddings. The bonding of two souls together for life. I think it's wonderful.
You know, there's a 50% divorce rate in this country. You know that, don't you? That for life clause has a loophole in it.
But the wedding day is still beautiful, Colt. Every girl dreams of her perfect wedding.
And the reception, is there an open bar?
I believe there is.
You want me to go along to the reception?
You're not on the invitation, Colt. But I would love for you to go to a wedding with me someday.
I bet you would. Say, isn't that obnoxious customer over there talking to Bill Yohnka on the radio?
Yes, it is. Turn your transistor radio on so we can listen.
Okay. Click.
Well, you're just joining us. We're talking to the Daily Journal's newest reporter, J.L. Scoop Shovel.
It's pronounced Chauvel, accent on the last syllable.
And how did you get that nickname, Scoop, in the newspaper business, I assume?
No, that's a family name.
That's unusual. What kind of stories? What kind of stories will you be covering in working with the Daily Journal?
Well, my first assignment is the farmer's market.
So you could say that you'd be on the farmer's market beat.
You could. I would not.
Well, that's probably a good thing. Uncle Paul here, he'd be making beet jokes for the next hour. And he won't even be able to, he doesn't even eat beets, Well, yet he will be making jokes about them. Enough about that. Tell me, what are your first impressions of our farmer's market?
For the most part, very favorable. I've only had one negative experience. One vendor and his friend were...
Turn it off.
Well, enjoy the wedding, Lois.
I'll tell you all about it next week.
Well, is the customer always right? Would Colt want to go if there was a cash bar? Why does Bill have so many reporters on the show? Will Uncle Paul have any beat puns we haven't heard? And who is this cousin Lillian marrying? Do we know anything about this guy? Tune in next week when we hear Colt say,
So she shoved cake in the groom's face? I've never seen that before.
next time on As the Clod Turns. Thank you to our KQ radio players.
Oh, that was exciting stuff.
That was exciting stuff.
Unfortunately, our crowd that gathered at the start seems to be gone. I don't know if that's
they had some youngsters that didn't understand
the first one, the first beat reference.
Yeah. They beat it, yeah.
Lois was wonderful, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think Lois did very nice.
Always.
And it's nice to be working with such a talented, accomplished actress.
Yeah. It steps up everybody's game a little bit.
Folks should know who this is.
Yeah. It is.
Abby, it's Abby. We need
Abby Dowd, yeah.
We need a theme song for her.
We should have one.
Fantastic.
It's Abby, it's Abby.
Well, we can record that. That's a good idea.
And whenever she's on the show, you play her theme, you know.
And I want to let the listeners know it was after a few minutes of talking to Abby that I realized she was Mayla Ewell in To Kill a Mockingbird a few months ago, and she did an outstanding job.
Yes.
She has such a different personality. I didn't even recognize her, but then once I realized who it was, she's quite an actress.
We'll be back with more here on Talk AM 1320 WKAN.